My beloved child, I see into the deepest places of your heart where prayers never spoken still whisper. I know you do not seek financial security out of greed or hunger for power, but because within you lies a holy longing to care for your family, to extend a helping hand to the weak, and to live free from the daily weight of worry. I honor that dream, for it springs from the love and compassion I have placed within your soul. And today I want you to know that I am moving, arranging, and opening doors no one can shut to usher you into a new season, a season of abundance, of freedom, and of blessings beyond anything you have ever imagined. Yet, my child, I also want you to remember an unchanging truth I established from the very beginning, the principle of sowing and reaping. The world may chase wealth through schemes, ambition, or selfishness, but you are not like them. You are mine, and I call you to walk a different path, the path of love, kindness, and faith. Every time you sow a seed of kindness, whether through a word of encouragement, a small act of sharing, or a hidden deed of help, I see it, and I will never allow it to be in vain. Those seeds that seem so small will blossom into a rich harvest, not only in your finances, but in every aspect of your life. Remember, true abundance does not begin with the numbers in a bank account, but in the heart. If your heart is aligned with my will, if you seek righteousness above riches, and if you let love be the foundation of every action, then blessings will flow to you like a river that never runs dry. I have promised, seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things will be given to you. This is not a vague possibility, but a certain promise, sealed by my eternal love for you. I know that trusting is not always easy. There have been trials that discouraged you, losses that made you wonder if you could go on, and days when hope seemed nothing more than a flickering flame. But my child, today I call you to walk by faith. Do not look at the storms raging, but fix your gaze upon me. Do you remember Peter? He walked on water while his eyes were on my Son, but when he looked at the waves, he began to sink. Likewise, if you look only at your struggles, you will feel powerless. But if you look to me, you will stand firm. For I am the one who keeps you from falling. This is the season of restoration I have prepared for you. What the enemy has stolen, what years of sorrow and trial have devoured, I will repay abundantly. Your past does not define you, for I am the author of your future. And my child, that future shines brightly because I hold your hand, guiding you through every path and preparing each step ahead. Do not be afraid to dream again, to hope again, and to trust again, for I am doing something new in your life, something beyond what you have ever asked or imagined. I am also preparing the people who will walk with you, support you, and help you draw nearer to the sacred purpose I have placed upon your life. You will not walk alone, for I am arranging encounters, opportunities, and relationships that will become keys to opening new doors. But you must also be ready. You must release what no longer belongs in this season, the fears that have bound you, the doubts that have weighed you down, the toxic ties that have drained your strength, and the limiting beliefs that have clouded your vision. Let them go so that I may place into your hands greater things. Believe, my child, that your breakthrough is near. It is not only about finances, but about freedom. Freedom to live fully in the plan I have destined. Freedom to love without fear, to give without depletion, and to stand firm in the joy and peace the world cannot give. You have sown in kindness, you have sown in faith, and now the harvest is coming, a harvest I will make abundant, so that you may not only be blessed, but also become a blessing to many others. Therefore, my child, do not grow weary in doing good. Do not stop sowing seeds of love, for every seed is a heartbeat of heaven echoing through your life, and wait with hope, for I am the one who never fails in my promises. When you are faithful in little, I will set you over much. When you offer me faith as small as a mustard seed, I will bring forth the extraordinary from it. And you will see clearly your life is not meant to be a chain of worry and lack, but a journey of blessing, of freedom, and of my living presence in every moment. My beloved child, I know there will be moments when darkness seeks to creep into your mind, when doubt covers your vision like thick fog, and when the enemy whispers lies to make you forget your true worth. It will say you are unworthy, that you will never succeed, that all your efforts are in vain. But my child, do not let those lies take root in your heart. I call you to stand firm upon my unchanging promises. When you feel weak, open your mouth and declare my word over your life. Speak life into your circumstances, for my word never returns void. It will accomplish the purpose for which I sent it, and it will bring forth the fruit I have destined for you. Remember, you are not defined by fear or failure, but by my love and my plan for you. When you feel unworthy, let me remind you of your true identity in the light of divine truth you are. My child, wonderfully and fearfully made, bearing my image in your soul. You are not the product of chance, but a masterpiece woven by the hand of the Creator. You are more than a conqueror through Christ, who gives you strength each day, and you will never have to fight alone. You are not left behind, my child. You are the head, and not the tail, placed above and not beneath. When you walk through the city, you will be blessed. When you step into the fields, blessings will follow you. There is no place where I cannot pour my favor upon you, for I am the one who guarantees your abundance and success. My plans for you are never to harm you, but to give you a firm hope and a radiant future. You may have endured weary days. You may have seen doors close before you, but know this: I am preparing new doors to open doors no one can ever shut. There will be times when the enemy tries to convince you that your efforts are meaningless. But my child, remember that I measure not by what human eyes see, but by your faithfulness and your heart. When you sow even a small seed of faith, I will multiply it into a great harvest. Do not cease sowing prayers. Do not cease sowing acts of kindness. Do not cease sowing hope, for the time I have appointed will come, and you will reap abundantly. Rise up and declare, my word, for its power will shatter every chain of doubt and fear. When you speak forth my word, you are inviting heaven to act on your behalf. When you proclaim that you are blessed, blessings will cover you. When you declare that you are strong in Christ, strength will flow through you. When you speak that you are created with purpose, you will walk in the divine calling I have ordained for you. My child, I long for you to understand that failure is not your destiny, but only a step on the path to victory. The enemy wants you to believe you are lost, but I tell you that you are merely in a season of preparation. The trials you face are not sent to destroy you, but to refine you, to strengthen your faith, so that you may stand firmer than ever before. Remember how Peter walked upon the waters. When he kept his eyes on my Son, he stood firm. But when he looked to the storm, he began to sink. So do not fix your gaze upon the tempest, but keep your eyes steadfastly upon me. I have given you not just a promise, but a holy inheritance. You are not called merely to survive, but to thrive, not simply to overcome, but to conquer. You shall be a light in dark places, a wellspring of hope for those around you, and a living testimony that I am still moving in this world. And my child, always remember, when you are at your weakest, that is when I am strongest within you. Therefore cast aside the lies, silence the whispers of the enemy, and replace them with my word. Let your heart be filled with the truth that you are loved, chosen, and set apart for a great and eternal purpose. I have inscribed your name upon the palm of my hand, and no force in existence can erase you from my plan. My beloved child, walk today with unshakable faith that you have been given the power to conquer, that you are clothed in blessing, and that you are led by the one who has never abandoned you. Your future shines brightly, for I, myself, am the light that guides your path. And as you proclaim my word, you will witness the impossible become possible, lost dreams revived, and doors once sealed shut swinging wide open before your eyes. My precious one, listen closely, for what I now speak is a truth meant for your very soul. You may not yet see it clearly, but I am working behind the scenes, quietly arranging all things according to my goodness, so that every detail of your life aligns with the divine plan I have set in motion. Not a single moment is meaningless. Not a single tear falls unnoticed. You think you are merely walking through ordinary days, yet I am laying the foundation for a new season in your life, a season where my light and my blessings will flow abundantly and powerfully. This is no longer a time for you to simply get by. It is the appointed moment for you to rise, to step into the prosperous life I have prepared. My child, you will no longer live in lack, for I am not the God of scarcity, but the God of abundance. You were not created to merely exist, but to live in fullness, in freedom, and in joy that the world cannot give. On the days you feel small, like a lone grain of sand lost in a vast desert, know that I see you as a priceless jewel placed precisely where you are to reflect the light of heaven. No longer shall you carry the weight of burdens too heavy, nor endure endless days that feel void of meaning. I am calling you to rise and step into a new life, rich with purpose and filled with meaning. I have placed within you a flame of faith and hope, and now is the time for that flame to blaze more brightly than ever. I call you to be a light in this world, a beacon shining in the dark seas, guiding lost and weary souls towards safe harbor. The light you bear does not come from your own strength, but from my very presence dwelling within you. And as you let that light shine, it will not only illuminate your own path, but also lead others back to the true source of hope. My child, your testimony is not merely stories from the past, but living evidence that I am still moving, that my love and my power are never bound. The wounds you once carried will become marks of healing. The pains you endured will be transformed into a mighty witness of my mercy. The tears once shed in loneliness will become seeds that blossom into joy and encouragement for many. You will see that the very trials which seemed set to crush you have become the foundation upon which you stand strong and speak hope to the weary. I promise that your blessings will not stop with you, but will overflow to those around you. You will be like a river that flows, not a stagnant pool that keeps to itself. I bless you not for you to hold on to alone, but so you may be an instrument through which love, joy, and abundance are poured into the lives of those who thirst. And as you give, as you share, this river of blessing will never run dry, for I am the eternal source ever flowing to refresh and sustain your life. Remember, this is your appointed time. A new season is opening, a great door is standing ajar, and you are called to step through with courage and faith. Do not let fear nor the shadows of past failures hold you back. The past has no power to define you anymore. It is the radiant future I have written for you that shapes who you are. And in that future, you will not merely live, you will live abundantly, live in fullness, live to reveal my love and power to this world. My beloved child, step forward today with the assurance that I hold all things in my hands. Know that no trial can steal what I have prepared. No force can block the blessings I am about to pour out. Lift your head high, for you are a child of the King of Heaven, destined for glory, called to be a light, chosen to be a beacon of hope in a world covered in shadows. And you shall see that as you trust and walk in my word, your life will become a radiant testimony, inspiring and guiding many back to me. Therefore, my child, prepare your heart and open wide your hands. This is your season. This is the hour when my promises will come alive in your life. And from this day forward, you will not merely exist, you will truly live. Live in blessing, live in hope, and live in the glory of your Father. My precious one, today, I want you to know something beyond measure. I am proud of you. Yes, proud of you, not of some perfect version you think you must become, not of the image the world expects you to carry, but of you with all your flaws, your doubts, and the hardships you have faced and are still facing. I see all of these things, yet I do not stop there. I look beyond your fears, your scars, and the limits you think bind you, and I behold the beautiful soul I created. I see within you a heart still courageous enough to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems shrouded in fog and filled with obstacles. And that, my child, is what makes me prouder than anything else. I love you with an everlasting love, a love not dependent on success or failure, not altered by your stumbles and never confined by the judgments of this world. This love is not something you must earn, but a gift I gave you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. And I want you to hold fast to an unshakable truth. Nothing, neither height nor depth, neither life nor death, neither angels nor powers, can ever separate you from this love. It is always present, always covering you, always ready to uphold you in every circumstance. My beloved child, as you move forward, keep me at the very center of your life. Do not allow the noise of the world or the lies of the enemy to mislead your heart. Place your trust in me in every decision, whether great or small. When you are uncertain of which path to choose, seek my guidance, for I am the lamp to your feet and the light that leads you through the night. I will never leave you to stumble alone in the darkness, for I go before you to prepare the way, and I walk beside you so that not a single step of yours is without meaning. Trust in my timing, for it is always perfect, even when your eyes cannot yet see. and your heart cannot yet understand. You may wish for everything to happen quickly. You may grow weary waiting for an answer. But I want you to know that while you wait, I am working. I am arranging all things, weaving together what seems scattered, and preparing blessings beyond what you could imagine. Do not let delays discourage you, for every moment of my waiting carries a divine purpose. And when the appointed time comes, the blessing will fall like an abundant rain, unstoppable by any force. Beloved child, you are never alone. In moments of glory, when you lift your head high in victory, I am with you, sharing your joy and your celebration. And in your darkest hours, when tears fall upon your pillow and you feel you no longer have the strength to stand, I am still there, sitting beside you, wiping every tear and whispering into your soul, "My child, do not be afraid, for I am with you." Never will you face a moment alone, for I have promised that I will never leave you nor forsake you. I want you to know that your life is not defined by your stumbles, but by the courage to rise again. You are not called to live a weary life of regret, but a prosperous life in my love and grace. You need not carry the heavy burden of perfection, for I never required it of you. I only ask that you walk in truth and love. And when you do, you will see that even the cracks in your soul become the very places where my light shines the brightest. So, my child, lift your head high and continue walking. When doubt knocks at your door, remember that I have called you by name and I am proud of you. When fear seeks to pull you back, remember that my love surrounds and protects you. When the world tells you that you are not enough, answer with the truth that you are a child of the Almighty God, wonderfully made, deeply loved, and chosen for a great purpose. Once more, beloved child, let your heart never forget, you are never alone. I am with you now and forever. And every step you take, whether in radiant light or in the shadowed valley, is surrounded by my unfailing love. My precious child, let your heart be still to hear what I long to speak to you today. Before a word is on your lips, I already know it. Before you recognize your need, I have already begun to meet it. You do not need to shout for me to hear, for even the faintest whisper in your soul reaches my heart. I am not a distant God, nor one who turns away from the cries of my children. I draw near to the brokenhearted. I stoop down to embrace the wounded soul, and I promise that not a single cry for help of yours will be ignored. My child, I call you to place your trust in me, for I will never leave you nor forsake you. When the pressures of the world weigh heavy on your shoulders, when everything around you seems to collapse, remember that I am your safe refuge, your strength always ready to help you in times of trouble. I do not merely stand at a distance to observe. I walk with you on every road. I sit with you through the long nights of tears, and I even carry you in my arms when the burden becomes too heavy to bear. You will never walk alone, for my hand has never let you go. I know at times the waiting troubles you. You ask why your prayers are not yet answered, why the doors remain closed, why the season of drought seems endless. But my child, remember that my timing is always perfect. I am never late, and I am never early beyond what you can bear. When I delay, it is because I am arranging every detail, preparing the right people and circumstances, so that when you receive the blessing, it will be complete, lacking nothing. Believe that while you wait, I am working. When you pray, heaven has already begun to move. Beloved child, I see every wound in your heart, every fear you dare not speak, and every tear you quickly wipe away so others will not notice. I do not despise these things. Instead, I treasure each of your pains and transform them into living testimony of my healing power. You may think yourself weak, but I see you as strong because you have not given up. You may think you have nothing left to give, but I see your small seed of faith, and I promise to multiply it into an abundant harvest. Remember, I provide not only for your material needs, but also for the needs of your heart and soul. I give peace in the storm, joy in the trial, and strength in weakness. You need not suffer any lack alone, for I am Jehovah Jireh, your provider, and I give not from scarcity, but from the infinite abundance of heaven. My child, draw near to me, and do not be afraid. Let your heart find rest in my presence, for with me is the peace that the world cannot give. When you are weary, I will uphold you. When you are confused, I will guide you. When you are anxious, I will hold you in the arms of my protection. Trust that everything I do is for your good even when you cannot yet understand. You are not alone on this journey, my child. I have promised to be with you in every season of life, when you walk in the brightness of day and when you pass through the shadowed valley. And not only am I beside you, but I go before you to open the way behind you, to guard and around you with my everlasting love. Let nothing cause you to forget that I am your stronghold, your safe refuge when the storm arises. Place your trust in me, for I have never broken a promise, and I never will. From this day, walk with the assurance that there is a God who cares for every detail of your life, a Father who loves you unconditionally, and a Lord always ready to carry you when your feet can no longer walk. Beloved child of mine, I know every need in your heart before you voice it, and I delight in meeting them for you. I am never indifferent to your sighs or your silent tears, for I am a loving Father who longs to give you the very best. Yet, my child, I desire something even deeper. I long for you to place your full trust in me. For when you release your burdens of worry, when you cease striving to control everything with your limited strength and learn to surrender all into my hands, you open the door for me to work wonders in your life. Your faith becomes the golden key that unlocks the treasures of heaven already prepared for you. Remember, my child, faith is not seeing the path ahead, but trusting the one who leads you, even when you cannot yet see the way. Faith is choosing to walk in the light of my promises, even when all around you is darkness. Faith is the key, for without faith it is impossible to please me. I do not seek perfection from you, but a heart that trusts, a soul that surrenders. And when you believe I will do exceedingly beyond all you could ask or imagine, look back at the days gone by. How many times did you think you could not endure, yet you still stand today? That was not by chance. It was my hand that held you, that lifted you, that opened the way for you in silence. I have done it, and I will continue to do it, so long as you are willing to believe. When you choose faith over fear, you open the door to abundance, peace, and joy that the world cannot give. Beloved child, I know that sometimes the worries in your heart feel too strong to let go. You think that if you do not take care of everything yourself, it will all fall apart. But I want you to understand that worry cannot add a single day to your life. Instead, it only steals the joy and peace I long for you to have. When you lay down your burdens and let me carry them, you will find your life grows lighter, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. My child, faith does not only change how you see life, it changes your very life itself. When you believe, you allow me to open doors no one can shut. You allow me to turn what seems impossible into possible. You allow me to pour blessings into your life, not only so that you may be filled, but so that you may become a blessing to many others. Your faith not only touches you, but becomes a light, a testimony, so that those around you may see my power and my kindness. Remember, the treasures of heaven are not merely material wealth, but the peace that no money can ever buy, the joy that no one can ever steal, and the hope that never fades away. Faith will open to you these treasures. It will keep your mind steadfast in the storms, your heart filled with light in the darkest night, and your steps firm upon the path I have already ordained for you. My beloved child, I call you today to let go of your worries. Surrender to me the burdens you are carrying. Open your heart and say, Father, I trust you. When you speak these words, heaven will move, and I will perform wonders in your life. I do not promise that you will never face trials, but I do promise that you will never face them alone. I will be your refuge, your strength, and your unfailing source of hope. Therefore, my child, do not allow anxiety to seize your heart for even one more day. Walk in faith, for that is the path that leads to the great treasure I have already prepared for you. And when you do, you will discover that blessings are not merely what you can touch, but the deep transformation of your soul, peace that surpasses all understanding, joy that no one can ever take away, and an eternal love covering you every day of your life. My beloved child, at this very moment, I earnestly invite you to lay before me every worry and burden weighing upon your heart. I see what you are carrying, the fears you cannot even put into words, the worries about tomorrow, the pressures you feel you must bear alone. But my child, I never intended for you to walk under such heavy weight. I call you to release your tight grip on the fragile and temporary things of this world, and to lift your eyes to heaven where true life flows from me. Do not let your mind be chained to what is seen, for what is seen is only temporary. Set your heart instead on what is unseen, for those things are eternal and can never be lost. My child, your life is not measured merely by wealth or possessions. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. I created you for a purpose far greater than chasing the fleeting things of this world. The world promises fulfillment, yet leaves only emptiness. But I give you abundant life, a life that cannot be shaken by the changes of time. When you seek me first, every other need will be taken care of by me. This is not simply a word of comfort, but a holy truth, sealed by my very power. I know your needs more clearly than you yourself do. Before a prayer even leaves your lips, I have already heard the whisper of your heart. Before you even realize your lack, I have already begun to act to meet it. You need not strive in fear or worry that I will forget you, for I am a loving Father who delights in providing for his beloved children. I am never late. I act at the perfect moment I have already ordained. Beloved child, do not let the pursuit of material things consume your soul. They are not evil, but they can never satisfy the deepest longing within you. Money can buy a house, but it cannot give you a home filled with love. Wealth can bring comfort, but it cannot grant peace. Fame may bring recognition, but it cannot fill the emptiness in your soul. Only I am the true source of rest, joy, and unfailing hope. My child, learn the way of letting go. Letting go does not mean losing. It means opening your heart to receive what is far better. When you release your hold on what is temporary, you will find your hands free to receive the eternal treasures I long to give you. Do not fear. Surrender for whatever you place in. My hands I will return to you in a form far greater, more complete, and overflowing with blessing. I know there are times you feel as if you are fighting in a world full of competition and scarcity. But remember, my child, you were not destined to live in anxiety. I have appointed for you a place in my perfect plan, a place of freedom and overflowing blessing. When you keep me as your first priority, you will not need to worry about tomorrow, for I have gone before you and prepared the way. Tomorrow belongs to me, and I hold it in my loving hands. My beloved child, lift up your eyes. Look beyond what is visible, beyond the worries of daily needs, and see that I am standing here, inviting you into a life of true prosperity, not prosperity only in your wallet, but in your soul, in love, in peace, and in hope. When you allow me to be the center of your life, you will witness a marvelous change. Anxiety will fade, peace will overflow, and deep joy will walk with you along every path. Therefore, my child, surrender to me every worry today. Hold nothing back. Give me the fears you dare not speak, the dreams you thought had died, and the wounds you still hide. I will transform them into testimonies of my power and kindness. Trust in me, and you will see that not one need is forgotten, not one prayer is ignored, and not a single tear falls without my hand to wipe it away. My beloved, seek me first, and I will take care of everything else for you. And when you do, you will no longer live under the strain of what is temporary, but you will live in the freedom and eternal blessing I prepared for you from the beginning of time. My child, I have promised my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. These words are not meant for someone else. They are meant for you. You are not left outside the circle of blessing. You are not overlooked, for I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. When you trust, you will see my hand moving clearly in your life. I will provide not only for your material needs, but also for the deepest longings of your soul, the longing for peace, for love, for hope, and for the divine purpose I have already destined for you. I know this world gives you many reasons to worry. You may fear tomorrow your work, your family, or your health. But my child, when you hold firmly to my promises, you will experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. This is not the fragile peace the world promises yet cannot deliver, but a deep, steady peace that can guard your heart even in the fiercest storms. You will realize that this peace does not come from your circumstances changing, but from my presence within them, keeping you safe in my arms. The joy I give you is the same, my child. It is not a joy dependent on what you gain or lose, not tied to ease or difficulty, but a joy that flows from your intimate relationship with me. That joy will strengthen your soul, enable you to sing even in days of trial, and give you the courage to keep walking when you think you have no strength left. For when you have me, you have an endless wellspring of joy that will never run dry. My beloved, I know your needs are more than you can list, but remember, my provision never comes from scarcity, but from the boundless treasures of heaven. I do not give you only enough to survive. I want you to live in abundance, so that you may not only be filled, but also become a blessing to others. When you surrender all your worries into my hands and hold to unwavering faith, you will see my blessings overflow from sources you never expected. Doors that seemed closed will open, paths that seemed blocked will be cleared, and needs you thought impossible to meet will be supplied abundantly by me. My child, faith is the key that unlocks every treasure I have prepared for you. I do not ask you to understand everything, but I call you to trust. When you walk in faith, you are inviting me to intervene, and my power will act. Do not let your present circumstances cause you to forget my eternal promises. Do not let the voices of doubt and fear drown out my voice in your heart. Choose to trust, for in that trust you will see wonders unfold. Therefore, my beloved child, hold fast to my promises as the most precious treasure in your life. Let my word be the lamp that lights your path, the strength that holds you firm when storms arise, and the source of hope when you feel empty. I promise you, when you trust me, you will lack nothing. And this promise will always stand true, for I am the faithful God who never breaks a promise and always works for the good of those who love me. My child, lift your head high and walk today with the certainty that I am providing, protecting, and guiding you. You will see my hand in every detail, my peace in every moment, and my joy in every breath. You need not fear, lack, for my heavenly treasure will never run dry, and you will become a living testimony that I am the shepherd, I am the provider, and I am the one who loves you with an unfailing love. My beloved child, I know there are moments when you look at yourself and feel unworthy. You see your mistakes, your weaknesses, your unhealed wounds, and you think these have made you less valuable in my sight. But today I remind you of a sacred truth that nothing can deny you are my child. You are not the sum of failures nor the product of mistakes, but you are my masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made, bearing the image and breath of your Creator. You are held in the palm of my hand, and my love for you cannot be shaken by anything. My child, you must know that you were not destined to live as a failure. In Christ you are more than a conqueror, not by your own strength, but by the infinite power of the one who gave everything for you. It is Christ who lifts you up after every fall, who gives you the strength to continue when you feel you have none left. You were never meant for a lowly life, for I have called you to be the head, and not the tail, above and not beneath. This is not merely a promise, but a truth I sealed upon your soul from the very beginning. My beloved child, the blessings of your Father are not confined to one place. You will be blessed in the city and blessed in the field, which means that wherever you set your feet, my grace will go with you. My blessings are not dependent on outward circumstances, but upon my presence in your life. Whether you are in a crowded place or in a quiet solitude, whether you work amidst the bustle of the streets or in the stillness of the fields, my blessings will pursue you, surround you, and make your life a living testimony of my goodness and kindness. My dear child, the plans I have for you are not plans to harm you. The world may bring challenges, and the enemy may seek to make you stumble, but I have written a future for you that is filled with hope and prosperity. I am the one who foresees and arranges all things, and you can rest assured that nothing happens outside of my control. The things you thought were obstacles I can transform into stepping stones. The pains you once believed would destroy you, I will turn into evidence of healing. And the tears you shed in secret will become seeds for a harvest overflowing with joy. My child, never believe the lies that say you are not enough. You are enough because I have made you enough. When you are weak, my strength is made perfect in you. When you are weary, I will uphold you. When you are lost, I will guide you. And when you feel useless, know that you are my chosen vessel, one that no one can replace. No power can cancel what I have ordained for you for once. My word has been spoken, it will never return void. Let your heart rest in this truth. You are destined for prosperity, for hope, and for a bright future. Not prosperity measured merely in material wealth, but in the fullness of the soul, in the peace that surpasses all understanding, and in the joy that no one can take away. You are destined to be a light in dark places, a living witness to my power and love. And my child, every time you walk in this truth, you are not only blessed for yourself, but you also become a channel of blessing for others. So, my beloved, do not focus on your shortcomings and forget the truth of who you are in my eyes. You are the child of the Almighty, created with an eternal purpose. Lift up your head and walk in the confidence that you are never alone. I go before you, I walk beside you, and I surround you with a love that never fades. And you will see step by step that the path you walk will open into blessings. For I have ordained for you a future full of hope and glory. My beloved child, engrave this deep within your heart: you are mine, loved, chosen, and destined for greater things than you have ever imagined. My dear child, I want you to know that your life is not left to chance or chaos. Even now, I am working behind the scenes, sending into your life people I have chosen, those who will lift you up and support you at the very moment you need it. They are not there by coincidence, but as vital links in the divine plan I have set in motion to bring you closer to the purpose I ordained for you before you were even born. Along with them, I am opening doors and creating opportunities that will bring you light and clarity, helping you to see more clearly why you were created and which path you are meant to take. But my child, to receive these things, you must be ready. Prepare your heart and your mind, for the blessings I am about to pour out cannot dwell alongside the old burdens you are still holding on to. You cannot step into a new season while clinging to what belongs to the old one. Remember, you were never destined to remain trapped in fear, doubt, or insecurity. These are nothing but invisible chains the enemy uses to hold you back from moving forward. I call you to release all that no longer serves your soul. Let go of the toxic relationships that have left your heart bleeding, the limiting beliefs that have made you question your worth, and the fears that have caused you to forget my power. You do not need to carry these things any longer, for I am clearing space for greater things, things your eyes have not yet seen and your ears have not yet heard. My beloved, I know that letting go is not always easy. There are things you have grown so accustomed to that you cannot imagine living without. There are people you once thought would always remain by your side. There are beliefs that have been engraved in your heart for many years. But my child, remember this: if you keep clinging to the old, you will have no room to receive the new that I am preparing for you. Trust that what I bring will always be better, more complete, and perfectly aligned with the eternal purpose I have placed in your soul. When you release, you are not losing. You are opening your hands to receive the treasure I have already prepared for you. I am doing a great work in your life, but your heart must be ready. Listen to my voice instead of the noise of the world. Make room in your mind for peace and faith rather than anxiety and doubt. When you open your heart and let me reign, you will see wonders you never imagined. I will replace your unease with peace, your lack with abundance, and your broken dreams with new and radiant purposes. My child, you are not alone on this journey. I am placing around you people who will walk with you, encourage you, and lift you up. You will find loving relationships to replace those that once wounded you. You will see doors open at the very moment you thought there was no way out. You will see light breaking forth in the very places that seemed darkest. And all of this is not by chance, but a clear sign that my hand is arranging every detail of your life. So then, my beloved child, prepare your heart and your mind to receive. Let go so that you may take hold of what is better and eternal. Believe that I am clearing the way not only to meet your present needs, but to give you a radiant future overflowing with hope far beyond all that you have asked for or imagined. Lift up your head and step into this new season, for this is the time I have chosen to let my blessings overflow upon you and to make you a source of blessing for many others. My beloved child, I want you to understand that true prosperity is not measured merely by the numbers in your account or by the possessions you own. The world may teach that material wealth is the sole measure of success, but I declare that true abundance is found in a place far deeper within your intimate and enduring relationship with me, in the love you choose to share with those around you, and in the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that only I can give. When you root your life in these things, your soul will not only grow rich, but your path will also open to receive financial blessings which will come as the natural fruit of walking in faith. My child, remember that material wealth is not evil, yet it can never fill the emptiness within your soul. Money may buy a house, but it cannot create a home filled with love. It may buy a bed, but it cannot grant you peaceful rest. It may purchase comforts, but it cannot give you serenity when your mind is troubled with anxiety. Therefore, I call you not to build the foundation of your life upon these fleeting things, but to root yourself deeply in the love, grace, and truth I have given. When your soul is satisfied in me, every other need will be met in the perfect timing I have ordained. True abundance begins within, in the place where your heart learns to trust and surrender. When you learn to let go of worry, you allow me to fill you with a peace that cannot be shaken. When you learn to live with love, generosity, and kindness, you are sowing the seeds of heaven, and I promise that the harvest will be more abundant than you could ever imagine. When you choose to seek me instead of chasing temporary things, you will discover that everything else is added to you naturally like dew, resting upon the petals of a flower in the morning. My beloved, the peace I give is not a fleeting silence, but a river that flows unceasingly, keeping your soul steady, even when storms arise. It is a peace the world cannot give and cannot take away. And it is this peace that will give you the strength to keep loving, to keep trusting, and to keep walking in faith, no matter what circumstances surround you. I also want you to know that the love you give is never in vain. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every tear you share with another is a seed that I use to bring forth a new harvest. When you become a channel of my love, you not only bring light into the lives of others, but you yourself are covered in that very light. You will come to see that true abundance is not when you cling tightly to what you have, but when you give and watch love, joy, and grace return to you multiplied many times over. My child, I have promised that when you seek first the kingdom of heaven, all other things will be added unto you. This is not merely advice, but a sure and unshakable promise. When you place me at the center, when you choose to trust in me instead of in the fleeting things of this world, you will see prosperity flow into your life without the need to strive or worry. I will never allow you to lack, for I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. Look back at the times when you thought you would not survive, yet I made a way. Remember the moments when you prayed through tears, and I answered in ways far beyond your understanding. All of these are testimonies of my faithfulness, and I will continue to provide for you not just enough, but in overflowing abundance. Therefore, my beloved child, do not worry about tomorrow. Do not allow the fear of lack to blur your vision. Trust that when you place your life in me, you have stepped into a stream of blessing that will never run dry. The abundance I give you will not only touch your own life, but will overflow, revealing the purpose I have placed within you and becoming a source of hope for others. My child, true prosperity is not found in what you store up, but in your intimate connection with me, in the love you sow, and in the eternal peace I give. And when you choose to live in this truth, material and financial blessings will come as the inevitable result of a life built upon faith. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone, for I am always beside you in every moment, reminding you to live in faith and in the love I freely pour upon you. Follow and remain attentive, that you may never miss the words I speak to you from heaven. Amen.